Tonight you'll be probably lie in bed and stare at the ceiling. The room will be dark. The clock will say something like 2 or 3 a.m. And your brain will start doing that thing, that anxious spiral thing, where it tells you that something is wrong with you, that you are broken, that everyone else is asleep and you're not. But here's the truth, a truth that changed everything once you hear it. Your ancestors never slept the way you are trying to sleep, not even close. For almost all of human history, sleep looked nothing like you have been told is normal. No 8-hour block, no single unbroken stretch from darkness to dawn, no alarm clock dragging you out of a different kind of a sleep than the one your body actually wanted. The 8-hour myth is not ancient wisdom. It is not biological law. It is a side effect of the Industrial Revolution, and it is quietly making millions of people miserable. So let's go back, way back. Before the factory, before the clock, before the light bulb changed everything. Picture a night somewhere in the northern Europe, maybe 500 years ago. The sun goes down around 8 or 9 p.m. There's no electricity. There's no screen glowing at you from across the room. When it's dark, it's dark. And so naturally, people sleep. They go to bed early, sometimes not long after sunset. But they do not sleep straight through until morning. Around midnight, they wake up. Not because something is wrong, not because they are anxious or stressed or broken. They wake up because this is what the body does. This was the rhythm. The historian Roger Eckrich spent over 15 years researching historical sleep records, diaries, court documents, medical texts, literature. And what he found completely reframed what we think we know about rest. Across hundreds of years of European history, people slept in two distinct phases. He called them the first sleep and the second sleep. The first sleep lasted roughly 3 to 4 hours. Then people woke, they talked, they prayed, they had sex, they got up and did small tasks by candlelight. Neighbors visited each other. People thought. Some of the most vivid creative thinking in pre-industrial life happened in that quiet gap between the two sleeps. Then, after an hour or two, they went back to bed for the second sleep, another 3 to 4 hours before rising at dawn. Two sleeps, a gap in the middle. This was not insomnia. This was just sleep. And here is the part that should stop you cold. This pattern was so common, so widely accepted, so utterly unremarkable, that almost nobody wrote about it as something unusual. You only find references to the first sleep and the second sleep in passing, the way you would mention breathing. It did not need explanation. It was just the way nights worked. Now, ask yourself something. How many nights have you woken up at 2 or 3 a.m. and panicked? How many times have you reached your phone, scrolled through nothing, watched the minutes you stack up, convinced yourself you had a sleep disorder? What if you were just having your first sleep? The science backed this up in a way that is almost uncomfortable to sit with. A psychiatrist named Thomas Ware at the National Institute of Mental Health ran an experiment in the 1990s. He took a group of people and removed artificial light from their lives for weeks. No screens, no overhead bulbs, just candlelight after sunset. Within a few weeks, every single participant naturally shifted into a biphasic sleep pattern. First sleep, a quiet period of calm, wakefulness in the middle of the night. Then second sleep. Their bodies did not need to be taught this. It just happened. As if the body had been waiting for the permission to go back to what it already knew. Ware also measured their brain chemistry during that wakeful gap and found elevated levels of prolactin, the same hormone that floods your system after an orgasm, during meditation, during deep states of calm. The people in his study were not lying awake in anxiety. They were lying awake in a kind of a peaceful stillness, aware, quiet, present. Now, think about what happens when you wake up at 3 a.m. in 2026. Your phone is right there, notifications, blue light, your nervous system reads that light as sunrise. Your brain starts firing as if the day has begun. Cortisol climbs, your heart rate ticks up, and now you are not in a calm prolactin haze between two sleeps. You are just stressed, awake in the worst possible way, and you're going to spend the next day dragging through it, reaching for caffeine, wondering why you are so exhausted all the time. Here's what no one tells you. The sleep problem you think you have might actually be a light problem. Matthew Walker, a neuroscientist at University of California, Berkeley, and author of one of the most thorough examinations of sleep science in recent memory, has documented in clinical detail what artificial light does to your melatonin levels. Even a single hour of overhead LED light before bed suppresses melatonin by up to 50%. That is not a small shift. This is your body being told at a chemical level that it is still daytime, that you should still be awake, that sleep is not yet required. Your body is not confused. It is responding perfectly rationally to the signals you are giving it. The confusion is coming from you, from the environment you have built around you, from the world that decided, sometimes around the invention of the factory shift and the 40-hour work week, that everyone should sleep in one 8-hour block at the same time, wake at the same time, and report for duty. That schedule was not designed around your biology. It was designed around a production line. And your biology is older than the production line by about 200,000 years. Now, here's the twist that makes all of this even stranger. Different cultures around the world that have had less exposure to industrialized sleep norms still show traces of the old pattern. Researchers studying the Hadza of Tanzania, one of the few remaining hunt-gatherer populations on Earth, found that they do not all sleep at the same time. Their sleep is staggered. Some are awake while others sleep. There's almost never a moment when every single person in the group is asleep simultaneously, which means the group always has someone alert, someone watching. This was not accidental. This was evolution. Being fully unconscious all at once was dangerous. So the body built in a system. You carry that system inside you. Your 3 a.m. awaking is not a malfunction. It is a survival feature that nobody told you to stop fighting. The anthropologist Jeremy Siegel, who has spent years studying sleep in these traditional populations, found something else that should rattle the way you think about your rest. The Hadza, the San people of Kalahari, Tsimani of Bolivia, these populations sleep an average of 6 to 7 hours a night, not 8. They do not appear to suffer for it. Their cardiovascular health is strong. Their cognition is sharp. The 8-hour mandate, as it turns out, may be yet another modern invention, a target pulled from relatively thin air and dressed up as a biological fact. So, what do you do with all of this? You start by changing the story you tell yourself when you wake up at 2 a.m. You are not broken. You are not sick. You are not uniquely cursed with bad sleep. You are a human animal with a body that was designed for a world without light bulbs, without factory shifts, without the pressure to perform exactly 8 hours of unconsciousness on demand. The worst thing you can do, and this is backed by sleep researchers across the board, is lie there panicking about being awake. The panic is what turns a natural midnight waking into a real insomnia. Your stress hormones spike. Your body reads the anxiety as a signal that there is a threat. And then sleep will not come. Not because you can't sleep, but because your brain has decided that sleeping right now would be dangerous. What your ancestors did during the middle of the night waking is worth paying attention to. They did quiet things, calm things. They did not reach for stimulation. They prayed, or lay still, or talked in low voices, or sat in the dark. The goal was not to fall back asleep as fast as possible. The goal was to rest, to be quiet, and sleep returned on its own. This is still available to you right now, tonight. Dim your lights in the hours before bed, not because some wellness influencer told you to, but because your melatonin will rise naturally in low light the way it was designed to. If you wake in the night, do not look at your phone. Lie still. Breathe. Let the prolactin do what it was always trying to do. You are not in the middle of a sleep disorder. You are in the middle of your first sleep. And you wake up tomorrow still feeling the pull of that ancient rhythm. Still feeling like your body is running a program that does not quite fit the schedule the modern world handed you. You're right. It does not fit. It never quite did. Tonight, when you lie in bed and stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m., you will know something your anxious brain forgot. You are not broken. You are just old. Older than alarm clocks, older than factory shifts, older than the idea that 8 hours means you are fine and anything less means something is wrong. Your body has been sleeping like this for over 200,000 years. It knows what it's doing. The only thing that changed is the world around it. If you learned anything today, like the video, subscribe, share it as well. We'll see you on the next one.